Good morning. You're listening to First Talk with Hal Rowe on WHKY, talk radio for the Greater Hickory Metro. It's Chamber Chat, where we talk with your Catawba County Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber, about what's happening in our area with business. Joining us this morning, Lindsay Kiesler, President, Catawba County Chamber of Commerce. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always a pleasure to see you, Hal. Thank you.
And, of course, Nathan Hewitt, Economic Development Director. Always a pleasure to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Lots to talk about this morning. And I think, Ms. Kiesler, you said that you'd like to start off with what you've got coming up in August, and that's the Tapping into Talent Symposium. Tell us about it.
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity, Hal. So August the 15th, our great partners at Lenoir University have opened their doors to us to allow us to host this symposium. It's a half-day symposium specifically targeted for our human resources leaders within our community and senior level leaders within companies within this region, specifically to help them hone in on some best practices around recruitment, retention, and development of talent. So best practice sharing, also some bringing in some thought leadership from across our state.
What leadership?
Thought leadership.
Thought leadership.
Thought leadership. So what's the latest and greatest? What are some of the things that people are doing well in optimizing their effectiveness and being the most competitive for the best talent in this area and across our region? Then shining a light on some resources, whether it's resource partners or various programs that can assist them in, again, filling jobs, right? Filling jobs. I think before we came on the air, how we were talking about there are jobs available, great careers available in our community. And the challenge for employers is connecting the dots, finding those individuals with the qualified skill sets to be able to fill those positions. And so with this symposium, we are hoping to bring an agenda that can assist in filling some gaps for human resource leaders to help them become more effective in filling those roles.
Very good. So thus tapping into talent. We want to make sure that they have everything that they need from the Chamber and everything that we can provide for those HR professionals to make sure they are exhibiting best practices. They have all the help that they need as far as resources go and where to find those. So tapping into talent happens the 15th of August. Get in touch with the Chamber. You want your HR professionals to be there. If you're in HR, talk to your boss. Say, we need to be in there. We need to be involved because we need to find out more about how we can get the best talent for our company.
Yes, and we are co-hosting this event with the Economic Development Corporation.
Okay.
So Nathan here is here as well with me this morning. Something unique about both of our organizations is our focus on existing business and industry. So ensuring that we are those teams that are boots on the ground to meet one-on-one with business leaders across our community, help understand, ask the right questions to understand what's keeping them up at night, right? What are their problems? So what are the most critical issues that are impacting our business community? Talent comes up often. And so we look at ways that we could bring our two teams together and collaborate and partner on ways to help fill in gaps for our business community.
Mr. Hewitt, thanks so much for joining us, Economic Development Director. They say that retention is the new recruitment. You talked about the folks who are, Ms. Kiesler was just talking about servicing and talking with those folks who are existing companies in our community, because sometimes I think about Economic Development Corporation, I'm talking about new companies moving in. But tell me about your role in making sure that the companies have everything they need to retain those employees and the best practices and resources to bring new employees into our company. Tell me about EDC's role in that.
That's our fundamental role. That's where it starts. That's where we put a lot of our resources and time into between myself and then we have someone else on our team, Kimberly Probst, who really is meant to be out there, as Lindsay had said, be engaging. We understand people are extremely busy. They have so many balls to throw in the air and keep up that really it's part of our role to keep that line of communication open. They understand resources. They understand just things that exist out there to help them when things do arise, and they naturally do, and sometimes they just don't know where to call. And we're a good, as Lindsay often says, we're the kind of the easy button. You bring it to us, that problem, we'll take care of a lot of it for you, at least running it down. You may not be the answer the end result you may desire, but at least you're going to get an answer.
Mm-hmm. Give me a general idea of what might be happening, big picture, with the Catawba County Chamber of Commerce Economic Development. I understand there was just a recent study done on actual migration in this country, which had not been done before.
Okay.
And we were actually finding that more people are moving from, we all knew this, but more people are moving from the Northeast to the South.
Right.
Specifically, a lot of new talent coming into North Carolina. I don't think that anything could be said negatively about everything that Catawba County and the city of Hickory and the other municipalities have done to make it a welcoming area for folks. Folks are moving in. Tell me how we're connecting those dots on the great migration of people turning in their snow blowers to getting them involved in manufacturing and the key companies in our area. Is there a plan, and what are we doing? I know that's a whole show.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But in a general sense,
30 seconds or less, right?
Yeah, 10 words. Let's just play 10 words. Yeah. Now we have a couple minutes, but in a general sense, give our listeners an idea of what may be being done to help assist those companies in bringing that new talent to the area, not just the existing talent and what the schools are doing, because we see a lot of that.
Yeah.
We see a lot of that moving in that area, but what's being done to attract this great migration?
You're really talking about the broader strategy going on from, the municipal level across the county. You're talking the county's kind of strategic plan. You're talking just, as you said, livability. I want to go to some place. If I could pick anywhere to go, aside from Syracuse, New York, where it's 100 days of snow a year, I'm going to pick somewhere that I like to live, that obviously has a better climate, that has opportunity, high quality opportunities. That's the other
opportunity.
draw.
Okay.
You have to go to, that often the very first, besides I want to go somewhere and find a place to live and have some place where maybe my family, it's a great environment to raise them.
Right.
You still, at the end of the day, most of those people have to support themselves somehow. And to find high quality opportunities, and reference off air, a company, American Fuji Seal, for instance, some of the companies, we have tons of great opportunities here on all levels. And in some those existing companies that we support, new companies bring some new, different, diverse industries here that we may not have, or different skill sets. And so we have that constant churning of energy. It's going to be kind of the magnet, the pull, the snowball effect of small snowball starts down that hill. It's going to keep growing. I think you're seeing that with some of those great rankings that come out about this area. Those investments are paying off, and the work's paying off. So, yes, we're going to see more people here. That does get to that talent effect, that there's a positive impact to having more people that come here and live here and can fill those needs.
Very good. So to get a better view of all this that we're talking about this morning in a very specific way to our area, or maybe there'll be conversation about the big plan and the underlying thought behind employment, human resources, make sure that you get to Tapping Into Talent Symposium with the Economic Development Corporation, as well as the Catawba County Chamber of Commerce, partnering with the fine folks at Lenore-Ryan University. It happens on August 15th. Go to the Chamber, find out more. More First Talk right after this. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Al.
First Talk with